Bonifacio Global City is more than a city. BGC is an urban art form. You can find murals and installations in various sites and parks all over the city. Public art has the power to impact our individual and community lives. This ArtBGC Tour will guide you in exploring and getting to know 10 featured artworks. With Art Engage prompts, you'll think about each piece in ways you never thought of before. By the end of the tour, our wish is not only for you to have learned all about the arts at BGC, but also for you to be able to reflect and discover more about yourself and the world through art. That is the role of public art. That is our hope in rolling out a better world. Exploring on-site? We're excited for your art adventure. Just remember to prioritize safety at all times. Watching online? Enjoy this sneak peek virtual tour. We can't wait for the day you visit. Before we begin, did you know that behind all the city art is a non-profit foundation championing the arts and sciences through its projects? The ArtBGC program, the BGC Art Center, the Mind Museum, and Mind is School. If you would like to help sustain the work being done for the community, please consider making a donation after the tour. Ready for the ArtBGC Tour? Let's begin! This mural is entitled We Are What We Pretend to Be, and is one of 4 murals by Nate Frizzell in the city. Nate, in his own words, shares that his artworks convey the quest for identity, the fire of innermost desires, and the unbridled passion of youth. They portray faces hidden, but emotions nakedly exposed. Now for Art Engage, a time for you to go deeper in your interaction and reflection with the art. Ask yourself, who am I? What are my innermost desires? How does this mural speak to you? Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! This large-scale mural is called Between the Lines by Circle. Their work focuses on life, duality, and the human condition. Living by the motto, "We never die," Circle strives to shed light on otherwise dark matters, thoughtfully exposing the gray areas of life. Now for Art Engage. Take a look at the mural and let's expand the frame. What do you think the astronaut is thinking, floating out there? How about you? Where are you from? What are you thinking? What would you like to say? That is all a part of you. Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! A creation of sculptor Juan Sajid de Leon Imao. This art installation is Kasaysayan, Bawat, Oras. Imao's design elements represent his Islamic heritage, the ochre or curvilinear design motifs in Maranao art. The stylized rays of the sun transform into a bird, the sari manok, that is just about ready to fly. The sundial sculpture fuses function and art, one of the most ancient ways of telling time. The rays also represent the different provinces that rose against Spain during the Revolution, while the paper doll sculptures symbolize the over 7,000 islands in unity. The artist hopes that his sundial will be a reminder of how far our people have come and how far we can go on as a global community. Time for Art Engage! Be inspired by your own heritage and those who have come before you. Our heritage provides clues to our past and how our society has evolved. Can you tell the time by looking at this sundial? Find the location where the sun casts his shadow to determine the time. Each figure represents a number corresponding to an hour. Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! In the middle of the Gomez Circle roundabout is Balanghai, a sculpture by Leo Gerardo C. Leonardo. Leonardo drew inspiration from our pre-colonial history. The boat, known as Balanghai, used by the Malays who were among the early settlers in the Philippines, and also barangay, the local name for the communities formed by these settlers. Similarly, the artist also reflected then on the notion of the birth of a new community, a newly established barangay that is now Bonifacio Global City. Balanghai is a stylized vinta or moro boat with colorful and curvilinear sails representing the sari-manok and ochre elements from Mindanao. Designed as a kinetic sculpture, each sail responds individually to different windships but reacts communally in an animated fashion. With its translucent sails, Balanghai represents the vitality and dynamism of Filipinos, our animated and cheerful nature. Now for Art Engage. If you could sail anywhere with a boat like this, where would you go? Who are you and what do you bring with you to every encounter? Repeat these lines to yourself or tell it to a friend you're with. I am a person. No matter what others think, I am dynamic as I am a person. Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! You've reached Kasalikasan, designed by Jerusalino V. Araos. It is a unique outdoor installation described by the artist as a living sculpture. It occupies a 3,556 square meter area and converges the theme of man and the environment. The title is a takeoff from the Spanish word casa, meaning house, and Filipino word Kasalikasan, meaning nature. It is intended as an ideal natural place for human well-being and habitation. Now for Art Engage. Relax and reflect in silence. Take deep breaths as you observe your surroundings. I am one with nature. I live with nature. Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! At the center of Burgos Circle is a sculpture called The Trees by Renato Paz Contreras. This sculpture was the first to be completed in BGC and unveiled in November 1997. It is an impression of a tree with 3 trunks as the base and intertwining branches that create a dome-like structure. The trunk signifies stability, while the branches and leaves symbolize the circle of life, the interrelationships in nature, and the vital role that each one plays. The artist intended the piece as a reminder of the communal efforts needed to preserve the environment to sustain life and development for the present and for future generations. Now for Art Engage. Be the art! Imagine if you were a tree. What scenes of life or moments would you like to shelter? Go deeper and reflect on this. In this life, there will be many paths I have to take. But no matter how rough it may be, I play a vital role. What role do you play in your community? Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! This mural Magsasaka is by Archie Oclos and Aleli Ariola. It is a special tribute to all the Filipino farmers for their hard work for us to have a meal every day. It aims to enlighten us how being a farmer is a noble profession and their importance in society. It talks about the process of farming and the rice, which is a staple food of the country. The carabao signifies the resilience of Filipinos. And the farmer's pose symbolizes how they dedicate their lives to serve the people and serve the whole nation. Now for Art Engage! Look closer at the details of the mural and think to yourself, without farmers, what would my life be like? Why are farmers important? What can you do to help the plight of farmers? Are there people in society who may not be noticed but play a vital role in our lives? Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! At the center island is an installation entitled Pasasalamat by Ferdinand R. Cacnio. Starting with the existing hull, Cacnio conceived of a fishing scene with two figures on a bangka holding up their fishing nets, heavy with a bountiful harvest. The figures are elongated, emphasizing on its vertical orientation. They are gazing upwards, as if solemnly thanking and offering the fruits of their labors to God. They are also rendered with rough surface texture symbolic of human flaws. The net is undulating, mimicking the fluid movement of the waves of the water. Did you know that this spot where Pasasalamat is was the original location of the Balanghai installation? Now for Art Engage! Bring the characters to life. Direct a short scene with dialogue for this sculpture. Get creative. What would they be saying? What actions are they doing? Reflect further. What are 3 things that you are grateful for today? Is there someone you would like to say salamat or thank you to? What would you tell them? Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! This mural is entitled The Heart of God's Country by Andrew Schultz. At first glance, there seems to be no life. The environment appears to be stripped and barren. And at the helm sits a once mighty tree that has been pruned and its limbs cut down. However, life and energy is everywhere and pulsates throughout this landscape. A multitude of new branches sprout, and colorful foliage start to flow from this great tree. Across the landscape, hints of bright green grass begin to grow. A volcano erupts and spews lava, creating new landforms. Here, nature regenerates, survives, and flourishes. As humans, we need nature to survive. It is our life source. With his work, Schultz hopes to engage the audience on the issues that concern us all. The heart of God's country is not only about our relationship with the environment, but of the global problem of environmental degradation. If left unchanged, it will have devastating effects to everyone on the planet. Now for Art Engage. Be part of the art. Imagine you are in the mural. What would you see, smell, feel, hear? Reflect for a moment. Dialogue with yourself or share conversation with each other. I need nature more than nature needs me. We need to do our part to take care of nature in order to survive. Ready for the next artwork? Let's go! Painted in 2017, this mural by artist John Paul Antido is entitled Dating Tagpuan. It conveys old meeting places. With two joining walls serving as a canvas, the artwork is placed in the junction of the space to create the impression of the characters meeting each other. Now for Art Engage! This artwork shows two characters meeting together just around the corner. Create a dialogue for when they meet. Take a picture too and share your dialogue in the caption. Now you've reached the end of the tour. Think and reflect. Have you gotten to know yourself more? What realizations did you have during your journey today? Why is public art important in a community? How can you be a better individual, a better member of society, a better citizen of this earth